did a video, what I think just yesterday, about Millie Alcock and some of the weird things she's been saying and how she's basically gone like full on Rachel Zegler, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in terms of her press, and that they need to keep her quiet because she is not doing Supergirl any favors as we head into what will be the opening weekend for that movie. And now what we are seeing every single time box office projections for opening weekend get revised for Supergirl, they're getting revised in the wrong direction to the point where we have this. Supergirl box office projections fall again, could open lower than the Marvels and lose opening weekend. Think about that for a second. The Marvels is what the lowest, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the lowest superhero movie opening ever, ever, at least I guess when you adjust for inflation. So where it's now, according to the latest long range forecast from Box Office Pro, Supergirl is currently projected to open between 45 million and 55 million domestically when it arrives in theaters on June 26th. That represents another downward step from earlier forecasts and places the film dangerously close to some of the weakest openings seen by modern comic book movies. The numbers keep moving in the wrong direction. Just a few weeks ago, industry tracking was pointing to an opening weekend of at least 55 million, with some projections reaching as high as 65 million. Deadline's early tracking suggested the film could clear 55 million, while Box Office Theory estimated a range between 47 and 65 million dollars. Man, listen to this. Listen to this. Think of those numbers. Superman, right? Just last summer, which I know there's a whole lot of, oh, it did great. Oh, it was did terrible. It made money. It lost money. At the end of the day, it looks like it lost money. I mean, it wasn't a complete and utter disaster to where you say, hey, well, we're done with the DC, but it absolutely underperformed. It did not do well. And yet, Superman opened to $125 million domestically. Aquaman, 67.8 million. Black Adam, 67 million. The Flash, 55 million. What do all those movies have in common? Yeah, not so great in terms of performance at the box office. If Supergirl lands near the lower end of that current projection, it could find itself below all of those films, despite being positioned as a major chapter in James Gunn's DC universe. Yeah, that is a problem. I mean, this is early days, and we already had talks after Superman that James Gunn's DC could be in trouble. If Supergirl does this poorly, well, I mean, it is a tough position for Warner Brothers because we already just recently rebooted and scrapped the entire DCEU with Zack Snyder to give it to James Gunn, and now we're looking at a Supergirl launch that does worse than the Marvels. Incredibly alarming. I'm thinking about the Marvels did 47 million domestically in November back in 2023. And let me make sure I have this number correct, right? Um, Obviously, yeah, stunning fall for a franchise that usually launches between 100 and often well above 150 million dollars. I want to say 209, but I have it here somewhere. I want to make sure I have it right. The Marvels ultimately finished with just 206 million dollars worldwide, making it the lowest grossing MCU film ever released. Earned less than half of its estimated break even point and reportedly generated hundreds of millions of losses for Disney. The film lost approximately $237 million for the studio. And of course, it obviously had far reaching effects for the studio and for other movies and plans going forward with the MCU, and that may very well be what happens with Supergirl if it were to actually perform that poorly at the box office. There may be major, I know a lot of people, because it gets views, it gets news, it get the rumors, but legitimately setting aside all of the battles of the Zack Snyders and people and the James Gunn people and all of that, after what Superman did, where you can say, okay, not really what we wanted for Superman, but it is enough to keep going. if Supergirl does the Marvels type numbers, I think it would be very, very difficult for the studio to continue this with James Gunn in charge. Millie Alcock opening her mouth, not helping at all. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Truly appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to you later.